Did you ever wonder what really goes into making a really great vacation package work? Join me as I interview the product manager for AmaWaterways, Egypt and Africa. And as always, folks, if you enjoy this content, please like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications to get notified each time we post. My guest today is Todd Ney, product manager for AmaWaterways, specializing in Egypt and Africa. Hi, Todd. Welcome to RTE Travel Talk.
Hey, Ken. Good to see you today.
It's great to see you again. Deb and I were fortunate to share part of the secrets of Egypt and the Nile with Todd. Why don't you give us a brief explanation, Todd, of your role with AmaWaterways and how we came to link up on that particular vacation?
So my job is, of course, product manager. So I try to create, design itineraries for AmaWaterways, particularly in new destinations, work on Egypt, as well as Africa, and a few new destinations that are coming down the road. You and I hooked up because I was actually on the first sailing of September of this 2022. It was the beginning of the season. And of course, as a product manager, we need to check out how things are flowing. Things are working out. And the first of the season, I got to be on it.
Quality assurance, I guess.
Correct.
So, Todd, I have to tell you, the secrets of the Egypt and Nile as a vacation for Deb and I was just an absolutely wonderful experience, filled with so much history, sights, sounds, flavors. Deb and I have already done kind of a detailed listing of the itinerary in previous videos, but I was hoping for the benefit of our viewers and listeners, why don't you give us kind of like a 30,000 foot level view of the product?
So when we decided to head into Egypt and get a new ship, and we're actually building a second ship now because of the demand. You look at the itinerary and there's always the main things to see. You've got the pyramids, you've got Karnak Temple, Aswan. However, I also wanted to bring in things that people wouldn't normally see. It's just like, yes, you can do the mainstream, but let's think out of the box. Bring in the local culture, bring in things that people won't see, such as like Queen Nefertari tomb. This is very rare for people to get in there just because of the expense. The Abdeen Palace, where you go for, you see the presidential palace. When you think of Egypt, you think of tombs, temples. Why not do something different? See the presidential palace. And things like heading up to the Cataract Hotel. That's an optional trip, and have high tea. Just like they did on what's that? Death on the Nile.
Death on the Nile.
Agatha, yeah. And we present that setting. And so we look at different things that sort of catch you off guard that you see. But you know what? The other part is we want you to meet the people, because people make or break a vacation. And I do know when people come home, how was it? Oh, I met so-and-so. So-and-so was just wonderful. She was just, people make or break. So it's important for us, for our guests, to meet, interact with the locals, and develop a relationship.
Well, I have to tell you, it's an amazing vacation, and it's jam-packed, especially for folks that are kind of looking for a one-and-done experience when they think about doing Egypt and perhaps other parts of the Middle East. You manage in a short period of time to put so much into that particular vacation, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, it's like Egypt. Normally, you would think of as a one-time destination. Like Europe, you'll go several times. Every year, every couple of years. When you think of Egypt, you go once and then you come home, and it's a memory that you've had. Will stay with a lifetime. You've always dreamt going there. But once you've been there, you've seen the temples and tombs and stuff, there's really not more to see. That's what the focus of Egypt is all about. So we try to get in as much as we can, so you see it all in one long vacation.
Well, you certainly have achieved that goal. So when you designed the vacation, that's actually what the rationale was, to make sure that if people had Egypt in mind, they were going to see everything that they could possibly get in a short period of time.
And then some. Yeah, like we said, we all know about Karnak Temple, Luxor Temple, Aswan. So yes, we put that all in, but I just wanted to get a few things in that you normally wouldn't see. And also throw in meals, that are different, like in Cairo, where, you eat at the Mena House, overlooking the pyramids and stuff, and you get to sample the local cuisine, but you can always have your continental cuisine if you need it. So
But when in Egypt, do as the Egyptians if you possibly can, because that's all part of the experience.
Exactly. You want to experience how they live there.
So some of the highlights for us, you actually ticked off, like Queen Nefertari's tomb and the Aberdeen Palace. As I understand, that's not something that you would see with perhaps another vendor?
I don't think I've ever seen like the Abdeen Palace with any vendor. And I think they don't do it, but because very expensive to get in there. Right. And my rationale for including that was we've just spent 7 nights on the Nile, seen a lot of temples, seen a lot of tombs. Let's see something different that people wouldn't normally. You were templed out, so let's go see something new, right?
Oh, and certainly worth it, because like it was the only tour that we were on that the actual guides were the people that were at the Aberdeen Palace, or the Aberdeen Palace, and you learn so much of the history and the current, almost up to current day by taking that tour. And then obviously you topped it off with lunch there.
Yes, it's a beautiful 5-star lunch. I was going to go back to the Queen Nefertari tomb, and I was actually on the sailing before you, and then I met up with you in Jordan. And when I went into the Queen Nefertari tomb, we went in with our group. There were 2 guests that once they got in the tomb, they started bawling. They started crying. They had never seen anything like it before. And so those are the moments. I mean, they were crying, but it made me smile because it was just an incredible feeling to see what was inside that tomb.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like when I look back at it, there's just tons and tons of memories. When you designed this, what was your favorite part of this vacation?
My favorite part, of course, I've been to Egypt several times. So it was kind of like, okay, I've been there, done that. But the best part for me was I kind of got the Egypt portion intact. What about these extensions that we have with Jordan, Israel, and Dubai? And to me, Jordan was the most exciting portion because of I met you on there.
Well, that's where we linked up.
Yeah, and then Wadi Musa, I don't want to sidetrack, but I watched this week's TV show, Amazing Race, and it took place in Wadi Musa and Petra.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it brought a lot of memories back from when we were there back in September.
Wonderful, wonderful. You mentioned that you were on the first sailing of this year. Is there a particular season for it, Todd?
Yeah, so we sail March or September through December, and then January through June. Best time to go, honestly, in terms of weather, would probably be like middle of October through the beginning or middle of April. It gets pretty hot. You can attest to that.
Yes.
During September, May, it can get hot. Some people like the heat, some don't. So, and when I'm thinking temperatures, it can get up into the 40s Celsius or 110 during the day, during May.
Well, we experienced some of that.
We did. Yes, we did.
But as long as you're prepared for it, going in, it's still a great experience.
And the ship's air conditioned, and in the evening, it's very comfortable to be out on the top deck having a good time.
Perfect. So, Todd, this is absolutely great information. Thanks for being with us today. Any final thoughts for our viewers and listeners?
Egypt is a popular destination. It's growing and growing. It's a once-in-a-lifetime place to see. So if you're really thinking of going, I would start planning it now. I mean, we're getting requests now for 2025.
Wow.
Of course, we've added a new ship for 2024. Book it now. Sit back, forget about it, and then you can travel in 2024. Again, it's a once-in-a-lifetime destination. It's in my top 3 destinations I've ever seen out of 90 some odd countries that I've been to. Everyone should see it once in their life.
Well, that's wonderful. Hey, listen, I understand part of your role also involves Africa safaris and wildlife cruises. That's a bucket list item for Deb and I.
It's you're welcome to join us. I can tell you that right now. It is a very popular destination. The ship only holds 28 guests. Yeah. And so it does sell out really far in advance. So again, once in a lifetime destination, a wildlife cruise on the Chobe River, and you combine it with Cape Town or Tanzania and Kruger National Park. It's a guided vacation. You have someone with you the whole time, pretty much all inclusive, and it's a 5-star program.
I'd love to have you back to talk about that sometime. You up for that?
Totally grateful to do that. Exactly.
Perfect. With that, Todd, I'm just going to wish you safe and happy cruising. May the wind always be at your back. And I hope to see you on the Zambezi Queen sometime in the future.
Exactly. All right, Ken, take care and enjoy the rest of the week.
Same to you, Todd. Take care. Right. And that about wraps things up for today, folks. A very special thanks to my guest, Todd Ney of AmaWaterways. This concludes our video series on the secrets of Egypt and the Nile with AmaWaterways. And, you know, folks, I just kind of want to say that we've looked at a lot of great video and a lot of great images, but quite frankly, none of it does this vacation justice. This is a once-in-a-lifetime trip that everybody should get the chance to take at least once. If you'd like more information about an AmaWaterways cruise to either Egypt or Africa, you can visit our website, realtravelexperts.com, to find a travel advisor near you. Send a question to questions@realtravelexperts.com, or simply leave a comment. We always respond. And as always, folks, if you enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell. It's certainly appreciated and helps us to spread the word. So until next time, happy travels.